All right, we're live.
Live and direct, what you expect.
Yeah, this is the Route 40 podcast. I got Tone Corleone in the house for Transformation Cutz. We got a couple ads here for you that we're going to show you, and then we're going to get this thing popping. Let's go. Okay, and we're going to go right into the icebreakers. Just so y'all know, we have a new producer that is working with us, and as you probably can tell, we're working some kinks out here, but she's going to get really good at this, and the show's going to be a lot better for it.
And I'll come back after that.
Yeah,
too. But
that's
we're
it.
Make it great today, too, so it's all good.
So as y'all could see, we have a new sponsor, the Kimball Company, and I just want to say before we get into this conversation, you notice how there was a video there as opposed to just a static graphic. If you want to do a partnership with the Route 40 podcast, we can do videos for you as your ad card. It costs a little bit more money, but it is possible, as you just seen. So, and if you need a job right now, the Kimball Company is where it's at. I mean, CDL drivers are killing it right now. Some of them, you know, you don't get to go home every night, though. So, the Kimball Company is a good company. They certainly benefited my family growing up. So I think if you're a CDL driver and you're looking for a place, you know, to work, check out the Kimball Company. All right, so I got Tone Corleone in the house, and I got to ask you, where and what year did you graduate?
Oh, I'm a Bobcat all day.
Bobcat.
Cambridge Bobcat, baby.
Okay.
I know you a Meadowbrookian, right?
Cool,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but I'm a Cambridge Bobcat, graduated 97.
97. What's going on in 97? Pac just passed away.
Yeah.
Biggie just passed away.
There was a lot going on, man. Good music, though. We had good music back then.
97.
Not like today.
No.
I mean,
that's a good question. Who's your favorite rapper right now?
Right now?
New guy.
New guy? Man, there's a handful of them.
Uh-huh.
That's nice that I like because they're younger, but
right.
But it's probably going to be J. Cole for sure.
J. Cole, yeah.
You know, you got Kendrick.
Okay.
You got Dave East.
Yeah, you want to get a little.
Yeah, my bad. You know,
there you go.
Dave East.
There you go. I've been on a Kodiak Black trip lately.
Kodak Black.
You like Kodak? Yeah.
I listen to him.
Kodak Black. Yeah, not
Kodak.
Kodak. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of like Cash Money and Master P.
Right.
He's got that kind of vibe too.
I was a No Limit soldier back in 97,
yeah, I
98.
was too,
97,
man.
98, I was a soldier. I wasn't really a Cash Money guy, but I listened to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I realized I was a better rapper than all of them, so I stopped listening to it.
Yeah, we need to get that going again. We need to create a place where not just rappers, but musicians in general have a place to go and record music, shoot videos, all that stuff, right?
We did talk about that, didn't
we? We did.
And I've still been talking about it. I haven't talked to a couple more people since
we
then,
should.
So
we should.
like to get a team together, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
In the future.
All right, so what do you remember most about your high school years? What's going on in Cambridge High School 1997-ish?
Well, if I back it up within a couple years before, you know, if I back it up a couple years, you know, we went to state back to back because that's when the Bobcats was the Bobcats. Yeah,
basketball.
You know? I mean, basketball, football. I tell you that the Colts wasn't seeing us. You know what I mean? They did get us at home one year. They got us at home. You know.
Yeah.
And I got this image etched in my head of a guy named Buck Love.
I remember
Buck Love.
I remember what was it? Rocky. Was it Hill or there was
Rocky Hill was he was.
I think I don't know. There's another Rocky Hill that's a police officer here in town. Mm-hmm. But then there was a basketball player. I think that I don't know if his was that his name?
Oh, Rocky Hill from Zanesville that transferred here
to Meadowbrook.
Yeah,
I used to go to those games.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. But Buck used to slam the ball.
At home. They beat us at home. He went up in our in the student section and stood up and was like,
oh no!
They beat us at home. It was. I got that etched in my head. But rest in peace, Buck Love. Much love to him. But 96, 97, it was a great year. I had a good time. It was fun. I mean, life was a little different than it is.
Did you go on to college in Columbus and?
Well, I went to OUE my first year because I knew if I went to OUZ, then I knew too many people and it wouldn't work out too well. I just knew that within myself.
Sure.
So I went to OUE. They had a brand new gym. They had just built this new facility and a new gym and a new workout facility all in one with the track upstairs and all that. So I went to OUE my freshman year, played there, did well, then transferred to Columbus State. walked on, got a full
Awesome.
scholarship at Columbus State.
Full scholarship.
Yeah,
man, you were balling.
When I left, I mean, people thought I was good in high school. I didn't really elevate until a year or two afterwards. I thought I got better every year after that. I thought.
All right, so I ask everybody this question, and I got to ask you: tell me a story you've told 1,000 times.
Got a lot of stories with them.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard personally. You've told me a couple stories, and I've told you some. But
any
just something that you tell often. Something funny, something inspiring, something just what strikes you when I say, tell me a story you've told 1,000 times. What's one that comes to mind?
Well, when you talk as much as I do.
Yeah, you are a barber, right?
When you talk as much as I do. A story I told 1,000 times. I mean, can I pass and come back to that one?
Yeah, sure.
Let me come back.
And I guess Tone's ready for that question that I asked him. A story he's told 1,000 times. Let's hear it.
All right, I'm thinking back to probably like 92, 93. I was probably about 12 years old. This is back when Cambridge was a little safer, I would say, because and kids were a little different. I was a kid.
Yeah, you're good.
So, I was to have the house cleaned before Mom came home from work.
Okay.
Make sure I push record on the stories for the Young and the Restless at 12:28.
Right.
So, I rode my bike to the pool. I would go to the pool in the morning, rode my bike to the city park, to the pool, and then I'm on my way home. No shirt. I'm coming over to Vidoc, coming down towards the highway. I mean, coming down to the B&B.
Okay.
I'm coming down.
Okay. Into the south side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it used to be. Now it's got the upholstery place there or whatever.
Yeah.
Boats and all that. So I'm coming down, and my aunt's coming up, and she beeps. So I wave. I got a BMX. So I wave. As soon as I wave, I hit a rock.
Oh, no.
And I went flying head first and went sliding all on the gravel and glass. Just sliding. I'm trying not to get my face. I'm using my right hand as a brake.
Yeah.
Scraped up my whole stomach. Had stitches in my right hand. I remember the picture. I'm standing in the bathtub like.
Yeah. I did this almost the same thing going down Jacqueline Drive. I'm not even lying. Almost the same thing going down. I hit it wasn't nobody waving at me.
Right.
I was just rolling and I hit a pothole.
Oh.
Right. And,
yeah, super.
And it just, man. I remember my stepdad and my mom, like my mom was a nurse.
Right.
And they were evaluating my arm, trying to determine whether or not I had broke it. Right. It was all swollen up and messed up. My mom's like, yeah, it's not broken. He'll be all right.
Broken.
So, no.
It wasn't?
No, it wasn't. She was right. But, I mean, it's different times. Like, back then you sucked it up and went on, man. Yep. So, all right, we're going to go into the What's Going On segment, and we're going to learn a little bit about what my guy Tone here does for a living. And he owns a barbershop right in downtown Byesville called Transformational Cutz. I got to know, man, why become a barber?
Well, I'm a competitive person, and a couple of my cousins cut hair. A couple of my cousins cut hair.
That makes sense.
Like, I felt like I always could do everything better,
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, they're cutting hair. I should be able to cut hair. So I tried it a couple times, and then I was probably 13 or 14. I was going to church, and there was a couple of young boys that went to church with us. And so I asked Miss Martha, and they was looking nappy and unhappy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, okay.
So I told them, they live right down the alley. I said, hey, after church, if I got some clippers at the house.
Yeah.
If you want to send them over, I'll cut them up. Oh, really, will you?
Yeah.
And she sent them over. So they were my guinea pigs for some years. I mean, that's how I started doing designs and all that, because they wanted crazy stuff. And I'm like, there's one haircut, he wanted a sideways mohawk.
Yeah.
So basically, he would have had some headphones on, basically.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean?
So the interesting thing about that, I made this comment on Facebook a couple weeks ago. I don't think people really understand how artistic hair is. Like, it's an art to me. Like, this is why you have good barbers and bad barbers.
Right.
Just the same as like a tattoo artist. Yep. There's good tattoo artists and bad ones. And I don't really think people realize or think of hair as an art, but it really is an art, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. I mean, and we also we have to have 1,800 hours to even get our license.
Before you can even touch somebody.
You even can be licensed and touch somebody. I mean, be a police officer is like 900.
But the interesting thing to me is like that doesn't, even if you do the 1,800 hours, to me that doesn't mean you're going to be good.
It don't mean you're going to be good.
Yeah, because it's like it's an art, and I think people need to promote it like an art. But
sorry to interrupt
you're good.
you.
Go for it.
The thing is, a lot of these barbers, some not necessarily around here, but in general, some barbers aren't good, but they have a great business and they're thriving and they're making money. So really, I mean, if you want to be a barber and you put in the work, you can still make good money as a barber.
Yeah,
you don't got to be the most talented. Is what I'm trying to say.
So why open Byesville of all places? I love Byesville. It's my hometown. You know, I really like to see Byesville thriving downtown. And I gotta say, since you moved into Byesville, you've done something that I always tell people is difficult but needs to be done when opening small businesses in an area like this. We need to attract outside people in. Right. It's one thing to open a pizza shop that competes with all the other pizza shops. Right. But when you can create a business that you have outside people coming in, that's key to all of our success here. Right. And I have no doubt every time I got my haircut at your barbershop, I think there's been somebody from out of town in there that's driven a good bit away just to have you cut their hair. So why Byesville? That's the question.
Well, why Byesville? Really, we can go back to me being a Bobcat first. Let me go ahead and say I'm a Bobcat. Yeah. And I didn't really spend much time in Byesville other than to play the Colts. Or, you know, so when Mayor Jay Jackson, my guy. Okay. One of the
I love Mayor
the best mayor I could ever think of. I mean, no shade on nobody else, but best mayor. I mean, it's the only guy that paints the curbs, waters the flowers.
Humble guy, isn't he?
Humble. Yep. He's about the beautification of Byesville in the community, and you know, making it grow. So it was because of him. He was like, "Hey, I was at the Byesville Gusmacker plan. Came out of retirement. I don't know if it was a smart decision, but came out of retirement. He was talking, hey, I got a perfect place for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, where? He said, Byesville. I said, lack of a better term, I said, forget Byesville.
Oh, come on, man.
I said, forget Byesville. You know what I mean? I was like, but since it's you, I'll check it out. And I checked it out. It seemed like a perfect fit for what I was trying to do, you know, and I love it. Ever since I've been there, I love it.
That's great. Perfect. You up to 2 other barbers now? You got all 3 of them filled, or?
Yeah, I got all 3 of them filled, but I'm looking to expand. I mean, I want to actually stay in Byesville, and
a bigger place.
I need a bigger place, man. And I mean, I don't even have the workers yet, but you know, we manifested, we speak it into existence.
That's right.
And you know, we got some people in school right now, and Prince Barber Academy. You know
Prince. Yeah.
Hey, he's doing great things.
Isn't he?
It's great that he brought the academy here. I mean, there's people been talking to me about opening academy, but that wasn't my passion. And that's Prince's passion, and I'm glad he brought one close to home.
I go there and get my hair cut all the time, because I work in Zanesville.
It's more convenient,
and it's well, I can schedule a lunch break and go over there. But the cool thing is, I mean, he's what I really like about that is he's offering young people an opportunity. One of the things you'll find out as a young person in this community, when you go to enroll in college or look for programs and majors and things, when you go to look for programs to become what you want to become, right? We don't have a law school. We don't have a medical school. We don't have a lot of good, solid majors that give you a good, solid career. And that's no knock on our local colleges. They do great for being what they are, but it's just a fact. And so to see Prince offer the opportunity to people in this community not to have to go to Columbus or Cleveland
or Marietta or somewhere like that. Everybody always had to go so far. So it was like, because barber school was tough because it's a full-time job, really. It's really a full-time job. So it's hard to work and go to barber school at the same time, because it's basically my same work schedule. It's basically Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5, basically. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you got to work a 3rd shift or something, and you're going to be tired at barber school. So I don't know.
Yeah. Great, awesome, cool thing that Prince has done there. So if you're trying to become a barber, check that Barber Academy out. And okay, so you and I were talking in the past about potentially a podcast for you. Is that going to manifest anytime soon?
And, you know, I'm like you, JC. I'm TC. It's JC. We out here. And, the Route 40 podcast.
That's
today, you know. But, I think I really do. And I talk about it. But it's all about that action. And I'm just busy like you. So I'm trying to piece it together. And I've been, buying equipment. I've been doing stuff. I'm getting it ready, and of course, I got my.
What's do you come up with a name yet?
Really don't have a name, but most likely it's probably going to be TC something if it's mine.
Okay.
It's going to be something with a TC, the Culture Podcast.
That's cool. I like the culture. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a little Lizzo in there.
But yeah,
do it for the culture.
Right. And I wasn't going to do it by myself. I was actually going to do it with Mo Latham Jr. And also get with Jaleel Carter. So we were all three of us was going to try to go in together because
that makes sense.
Mo, he has his own lawn care service. He just graduated from Ohio State last year.
Yep.
In the next 4 or 5 months, he'll be taking the med exam so he can go to medical school to become a doctor.
That's sweet.
So that's great from a young man from Cambridge to see him coming up.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then Jaleel, he's in the real estate.
Yep.
And
I know. I know of Jaleel.
You know of him, yeah. And he's in the real estate, and he's flipping houses, and his wife has the daycare.
Yep.
He played in the NFL. He played in the Canadian League. He played D1 college football. So, we can hit a lot of different angles with that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
So.
Yeah, I've been watching one lately called I Am Athlete. It's got Ocho Cinco on it with a couple other fellas. Brandon Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
They spoke with Rick Ross was the episode I watched. It was really cool, man. It's really cool just watch these guys just, be themselves,
Right.
So, speaking of sports, we're going to go into the sports talk segment. Got to ask you, what is your favorite NFL team?
Well, it's the Washington football team.
Football team. A little suspense there. Woo!
Football team.
Okay, so how do you feel about the name change?
Well, I mean, it's way past due. I'm a Redskin till I die, But, I mean, it's the days and times. It probably should have been done.
Okay.
But I'm not mad either way. But, I mean, we probably have the worst owner in the NFL.
Yeah. I don't know. The Bengals owner could make a run for that argument, too. They're doing good this year, but the guy hasn't had the greatest track record.
Right. So, I mean, I'm a Washington football team fan.
So, speaking of the owner, Snyder, is he currently flipping the bird to the NFL, like to the league? Because I think choosing not to name this team is his way of saying back to the NFL.
I don't think that's the reason he's flipping the bird.
Okay.
Because he's just a rich guy that likes his money. So I'm looking at it like this. They've been supposed to change this team for 10 to 20 years now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when you're trying to find a team name, there's regular people like us that are smart enough to go out to patent these names and pay, you know what I mean? So once I patent these names, you're going to have to pay for it. So you got to find a name that ain't patent.
Trademark.
So, trademark or whatever. Right.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So it's probably hard to really, he probably ain't trying to pay nobody. That's just my opinion.
I mean, look how quickly the Cleveland Indians did that, right?
That's easy. They should have just named them the Tribe and called it a day.
Yeah, but somebody probably owned Tribe that, right?
But what they name? What they do? Who they pick? I forget what the name is.
I forget too. Yeah, if you know, put it in the comments.
Or something. The Cleveland
Guardians.
The Guardians.
Guardians. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I think the Tribe would work too.
Who wants the Guardians? You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like there's definitely some terms that can really embrace and glorify Native Americans in a way that they feel respected.
Right.
And I just feel like it shouldn't be that hard. Like the terms are out there, the phrases are out there.
Right.
Like, come on.
And you gotta think that
I'm tired of saying the Washington football team.
Right. You're right. And they got to make a decision at some point, and he's going to drag it out as long as possible, I think. And I guess in your terms, he probably is flipping the bird, but he didn't.
I don't think he wanted to do this, and so I think he
got forced to because he said, "I'm never changing the name." Exactly. And then a couple weeks later, when Nike and all these people start taking it, it's about the money. I told you, he's a rich man that wants the money. It's about the money. So at the end of the day, in the back of my mind, everything is pretty much about the money and being in control.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Interesting thing. It's kind of wild. He's just sitting on it. So, aside from the name and all of that stuff, are they going to make a comeback this year? Right now, they're in a 3-way tie for second place.
Yeah, we're pretty. there's a lot going on in the office
Yeah.
at Washington right now. So there's a lot of distractions. A defense ain't
That's
playing
true.
as well.
John Gruden, the whole ordeal.
Gruden, and then you got, some other, stuff that they're not even. I was even doing some research knowing that I had to come up here because I haven't really been keeping up on my team as well. So I just watched a half-hour video this morning just to catch up on everything because I knew there was some stuff going on, but I didn't really know the details. Know any details. So I looked into it, and there's a lot of basically sexual. Stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff. And
a lot of accusations being made by employees against the team.
And Goodell he's right now, Goodell's not even releasing the information. So they're mad about, they're saying that, they're tossing the information.
Goodell is where he's at because he is the scapegoat.
The owner? Yeah.
He's the scapegoat for the owners. So when the owners have to play bad guy, Goodell is great at playing that role for them. And for that reason, I don't see him getting rid of him anytime soon.
Right, he's their guy.
Okay, so this week we have some picks. I'm going to ask you your opinion on them. We have the Packers versus the Cardinals. Who you got?
The Cardinals are on fire, but it's hard to bet against Aaron Rodgers, though.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers is short some receivers this week. So let me go with the Cardinals.
Cardinals?
All right. Quit beating around the bush.
Bengals, Jets.
I'm going to go with your Bengals.
Okay. They're hot right now. I'm going to
rock with your Bengals.
Steelers, Browns.
Let's go with the Browns. The Brownies.
Browns. Okay. Cowboys, Vikings.
Oh, I don't like the Cowboys, so let's go Vikings.
Ooh, that's good. That's a tough one. Cowboys are good right now,
I know, but I still don't like them.
Yeah. I threw
I'm a Washington football team.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Same division, right? I threw your team in there since the Ravens have a bye. Washington versus Broncos.
Broncos are terrible, I think, right now. So let's go with my team.
Okay.
You can't
the upset.
Chase
okay.
Young. I mean, we need a quarterback.
Then we have the Giants and the Chiefs. Chiefs not doing too well.
They're not doing too well. And the Giants are doing pretty well. No? Or they're about half. They're about where us. They tied with us probably, I think.
It's a three-way tie. Yeah.
Yeah. We're stinky.
Yep.
Most second place stinkiest.
That's it.
Let's go with the Chiefs.
Chiefs it is. All right. And now we're going to check out, let's see here. We're going to check out our picks from last week. We're going to go through and see who won the week here. As you can see, Ross Love from King Carpet killed it last week with 5 wins. And then there's quite a few 4s there. Myself, Wayne, Michael Port had a good week. Steve Maurer consistently having good weeks.
Steve-O.
And then, the rest of them are pretty much 3 and 2. And so that shakes out into the leaderboard with, once again, Kimball Company sitting at the top alone, and then a 2-way tie between me and Tommy's Towing at second place, and then third place is Proline Concrete and IPL Plastics. Then we have Michael Port in 4th, Road Warriors Towing in 5th, King Carpet in 6th, and Mayor Jay Jackson having a rough time this year.
Last place, Mr. Mayor.
Now, Ross Love was holding the basement down pretty hard, right? And he had a good week this week, which got him out of the basement and put Mayor Jay down. Yeah.
Okay.
And so here's the headlines on that. We have a 3-win week by Tommy's Towing. Proline Concrete leaves Kimball at the top by themselves. 3-way tie for second place. IPL Plastics still in striking distance at third place. King Carpet takes the week with 5 wins and finally gets out of the basement. And we're going to come right back with you. We're going to give you an ad card and talk a little bit about some headlines. As many of you already know, in addition to podcasting and helping small businesses market themselves in a modern way, I'm also a real estate agent at Perry Real Estate, specializing in video production. You have a unique property you really want to showcase? Call me at 740-584-4575 to get started. And we are back, and we're going to go into this week's news headlines. Brian Laundrie's autopsy results bring even more questions about Gabby Petito's death. So the parents basically said, hey, we found him. And then they ran some DNA, and it's just inconclusive. They're not saying, the dental records say it appears to be him, but we can't validate that with DNA. So that that takes it. I mean, you want to talk about conspiracy theories? That blows the door open.
Oh, absolutely.
For conspiracies everywhere.
I mean, and the parents was shady from the beginning, the way they were acting.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's kind of hard to tell. So I don't know how smart they are, but right. I mean, my fiance watches ID murder mysteries every day, all day. Right. But so, I mean, you can watch those and figure out what you want to do. And if they figure out a way that they can just give a couple little dental, you know what I mean? And then he's somewhere out. I don't know.
That's crazy. It's hard to believe that. I don't know. I've always said all along, I think it's a Shakespearean thing. I think he killed her, and I think he offed himself. But that's just my personal.
My thing is when he was missing altogether. When he was missing, I mean, as a father, I was saying, hey, the father got to him, and he ended up missing, and that's the best way to. Hey, my daughter didn't come back from the trip. Yeah. And now he's missing. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I love my babies too. I think if they come to me in that kind of situation, I don't know. Man,
you got boys, right?
Yeah, right.
And I got a 5-year-old daughter. So if my daughter
you're saying you're going after that guy.
I'm saying as the father of the daughter. When he shows up in town without my daughter,
you're going after him.
I'm not saying I'm going after him. I'm saying that I can see if the dad got a hold of him and he disappeared. Yeah. And then said, hey, he just disappeared. I don't know. Right. I can see how he could feel that way. If that could be a possibility of a conspiracy theory.
Could be. Interesting, though. I mean, it's crazy how this story has just captivated the nation.
Right. And I've been off of it for a week or two. Like, I was on it for a minute. I was watching YouTube videos and trying to catch up and watching it because I was like, man, what's going on? People come talking about it at the shop. And I'm like, let me catch up, you know? Right. But, that's cool. It's sad, too.
Okay, so one thing that we haven't mentioned to the guests here is that you're a former bus driver for Cambridge, right? You drove bus for Cambridge.
About 4.5 years, yep.
Yeah. Okay, so at Westerville, they had to adjust the schedules Tuesday after a large number of bus drivers call off at once. Any thoughts on that? Why would they not making enough money? Or
my son actually goes to Westerville North. My guess, who knows, it's bus driving. So, I mean, I'm sure they get paid a lot better than, Cambridge City School bus drivers. So it could be anything, to be honest with you.
It could be COVID policies.
It could be just the inner workings of the office and, different stuff like that. I mean, I had my own issues at the bus garage.
I get it. Yeah. Huh. All right. And then there's a local...
Let's stay on that for a second.
Okay.
Let's stay on that for a second because I'm just thinking because... There's been a lot of, the times I was there, I loved all the coworkers and, I love Cambridge as a whole. But there was times where the bus drivers needed to stand together and do something like that to make a point. Okay. But nobody was strong enough to speak up.
I see.
Or, you get two people and the other people was like, my pension, I ain't messing with, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they was just strong enough to stand together as one because you can make things happen that way. But
think of the impact it had. I mean, that's a statement.
Yeah.
Bus drivers are a lot more integral in our process than we realize until they do something like this. Right. And now all of a sudden you realize how important they are.
Exactly.
Especially in a market where CDL drivers are not easy to get a hold of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And so that speaks, you're right.
I mean, it could be as simple as one of the bus drivers has a family member or knows a friend that needs CDL drivers. Yeah. That's paying better benefits, more time off. Right. You don't got to deal with the kids. You don't got to wear a mask because you're in the truck by yourself. And they're like, yo, we need 8 drivers. Yeah,
right.
And he has a friend that has a company that's paying the same way. And then they could have been like, right. All right, let's all go over here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You never know. It could be,
Crazy. Interesting.
I leave an open mind. I leave an open mind for everything. And nothing surprises me now.
Right.
For real.
So East Guernsey Schools, which is Buckeye Trail, they received a USDA grant worth nearly $900,000. That's yourradioplace.com. Almost $1 million going to Buckeye Trail schools. I say, heck yeah, that's great. That's Guernsey County.
Great. That's great for Guernsey County. Yeah. I mean, if we go back to one of the earlier questions in 97, like Cambridge was thriving, we were the school. Yeah. That oil and gas came in, the power plant, all that. A lot of things went to rolling hills. Now this comes here. I'm just waiting for Cambridge,
Yeah.
get their due,
Yeah,
get their
yeah.
due.
They
But
will.
that congratulations.
I
That's
love
great.
it.
That's great.
My kids switched from Rolling Hills to Cambridge this year, and I have loved it. I really
You
have.
like
It's
it?
been a lot better for them.
Right,
I mean, it feels like the school board really advocates more for the parents there.
right.
But I'm still Colt. Love the
I mean,
Colts.
yeah,
I have
and that's
nothing
what I'm
against
saying.
Rolling
A lot
Hills.
of the Cambridge people, a lot of their kids go to Meadowbrook now, and there's a lot of switching and going back and forth. So that's good. I mean, it's all about Guernsey County and the local.
That's it.
The local counties. Like I'm all about it. Like I said, like you
Route
said,
40.
I got a lot of people that come from all over. So
Yep.
my artwork in the shop shows the appreciation of everybody. I want everybody to be a part of. It ain't just the TC is not. It's me. I'm TC, but it's for everybody.
I hear you.
This is for everybody. Everything that I do is for the community.
That's the same way I am.
My family, for the future.
Yep.
And I got to do this to get to where I want to go.
I think a misconception probably about me is that I am a look at me person. I'm really not. I'm just trying to use what skills I have to hype other people up.
I'm the exact same way. And
that's my thing, man. I really like hyping people up, man.
Hey, I love it. Like, I can't wait till I can get to my shout outs. I should have wrote them all down.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so we're going to talk about the community events board that we put together. A lot going on being Halloween weekend. Wicked Brew starts 11:30 a.m. Friday at the Pritchard Laughlin Civic Center. That's being put on by the Cambridge Area Chamber of Commerce. Anchorage Flashlight Tour, 8 p.m. That's at a house called the Anchorage in Marietta. And then Saturday, October 30th, Byesville is going to be popping. They have the Byesville Spooktacular Weekend of Fun, which starts at 4 p.m., ends at 8 p.m. That includes the Byesville Monster Mash put on by the Byesville Business Association. That's going to be right downtown Byesville at the crossing of 2nd and Main, right?
Yeah, right in front of Transformational Cutz.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And then Backbone's playing 9 p.m. at the Tiki Lounge at the Southgate Hotel. There's Trick or Treat on Main starting at 11 a.m. That's downtown Cambridge, being put on by Cambridge Main Street. And then Sunday, I'm always having a hard time finding events on Sunday. Trick or Treat starts at 5:30 p.m. the Calvary Baptist Church. All right, and just real quick, we're going to play an ad card, and I'm going to look for some comments here and see what y'all have to say out there.
This segment of the Route 40 podcast.
Whoop, that's the wrong one.
Speaking of event,
Nope.
the Route 40 podcast is looking for sponsors. You're looking for a unique way to promote your business and you want to help support this podcast and keep it going, you can sponsor a segment. If you'd like to sponsor a segment, you can send us a message or dial 740-584-4575.
And we're back, and I'm checking out the comments here, and my mom says everybody loves Tone. How about that? So,
hey, Mom. And
pretty
Tone
cool
loves
stuff.
you too. You know it.
So
Gotta love the moms.
all right, and let me see what else. Next week, we're gonna have Lindsay Angler on, the prosecutor of Guernsey County.
Hey.
And I've got a little bit of I did a video with her when she was running for prosecutor, so I have a little bit of history with Lindsay Angler, and I think she really campaigned on addressing the community often and doing things like this. And so she's going to be a really fun guest, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I think that's what it's about, really, though. I mean, you got to, when you're in the community, you got to be in the community.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what, it's, man, I hate to keep going back to stuff we already talked about, but the bus driving thing.
Yeah.
I drove bus for one particular reason. I told myself when I was in Columbus for 20 years. Yeah. I just moved back here about 6 years ago.
Yep.
So I only ever wanted to open my barbershop in Guernsey County. Yeah. I never wanted to open my barbershop anywhere else. Just here. Yeah. Because I knew I would succeed here because this is where my support is.
That's it.
And that's where my love is. Right. And my integrity is because I've been the same person I've always been all my life. Yeah. So
Tone, it's an asset to have you in Byesville. It's an asset to have you here in this county.
I appreciate it.
And that's the truth. We need our most talented people to do what you did. Go out into the world, learn the bestest, coolest, awesomest stuff that you can learn, and bring it back here and contribute. There's too many people, I think, that leave and don't ever come back.
I tell people to leave. I say you should leave
for a little while.
Yeah, but come back. Yeah, come back, but leave so you can experience. Because a lot of times, just being in Guernsey County, we get stuck with a small mindset. And, you know, you get to go out, and like I just got done cutting a young man before I got here, and he moved to Columbus for a little while. Yeah. And he just came back, and he was like, I used to not really talk to people and stuff. He said, then I moved to Columbus, and now he said I've met people from Russia and all over the place. Wow. You know, he said I just talk to anybody. He said, he said I love, you know, he said I'm different. He's excited about it too. Right. So and you get to see other things, and you get to just. But I drove bus to be a part of the kids' lives every day, because that was my best way I can make change. That's awesome. Be in their lives every day. Because some kids need discipline. Yeah. And some kids need you to listen to them, and some kids need you to talk to them. Right. And you know, and a lot of kids, there's, you know, we have some issues with drugs in the world. Yeah. And it's not just here. It's not just here. It's everywhere. Yep. But you know, we talking about here. Right. And so a lot of the grandparents are raising these kids and stuff like that. So a lot of them have some issues, and a lot of them don't have the discipline or whatever. So I was a constant in their lives every day. That's awesome. And that's what I did it for. I did it for the kids. I mean, I also mentor when they're in my chairs, but I get to be with them every morning and when they get out of school. And that's not capping either. I've seen this with my own eyes. Right. So, and that's why I did it. I did it to make change. When I moved back, I was like, I can't just move to Cambridge and just live in Cambridge. Right. I have to try to make some type of change. So my original plan was, in my mind, I was just being silly. Yeah. Now that I think about it, but I said, okay, I want to be a business owner, a successful business owner for a few years, and then I want to run for mayor. Not even thinking about Jay Jackson, not thinking about nothing. But then I backed up off of that, because I was like, you know what? I'd make more change being a school bus driver. Yeah. And being in the kids' lives every day, because that's who I need to change. Makes sense. They're the future. Yeah, you're right. So, and that's what I did it for. I mean, along with the health insurance. But eventually I was just like, you know what? Let me go follow my dreams. Swing on it, on your own. Yeah. You know. Well, that's, you know, the thing is, I think there's a lot of people that they frown upon growing up here, but I think that this is a excellent community to raise your family. And sure, it's easy to go off to Cleveland or Columbus or Cincinnati and see nicer, better neighborhoods or whatever, but this is home. Right. If you grew up here, this is home. And if you raise your kids here, you're raising them in your home. Right. And they're going to call this home too. Right. And it's important to me, I think, to create businesses that prevent our kids from wanting to, or want, you know, if they do leave, like you said, it makes them want to come back. Right. We don't want to be so far behind the times here that our most talented people just go away forever. If you just go, you still should come back into like my mother just told me the other day. I have a cousin named Shantae. She lives in Cincinnati here. She graduated in '97 along with me. Right. She's bringing a scholarship fund here for, you know, she was a young black girl that went to Cambridge, and there wasn't no programs for her. Yep. You know, so she's going to bring, you know, not to get on the black and white thing, but it's a thing. It is. It's a thing. You're right. So she's bringing a scholarship fund for, you know, young black girls. Right. To help them a stepping stone. You know where I fall on this. Yeah, right? I know. You know where I fall on it. We talked about this plenty of times. Absolutely. Like, you just have to, all you have to do is look at the wealth, the average wealth of a white family versus the average wealth of a black family. Right. And it's plain as day, you know what I mean? Yeah, and the point is, my point was that she moved away from here. She became successful. Her husband's successful. She done lived in India. She's lived in France, I think. We want that talent here, man. Yeah. Even though she's not coming back to live here. Yeah. She's still bringing it back home. That's smart. So it can fuel the community. That's great. You know what I'm saying? That's excellent. So she's thinking of ways to bring something back. Right. That's excellent. Shantae Buckner, my cousin. Awesome. Yeah. All right, y'all. Hey, we not killing this yet. We ain't killing this. All right. My little cousins, the Cunningham sisters, just got kicked off The Voice this week. They was on The Voice. They've been on The Voice, doing their thing. You know, they love. My parents watched The Voice. Well, the Cunningham sisters. You know, my real last name is not Corleone. It's Cunningham. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's Tone Cunningham, and the Cunningham sisters been on The Voice, and they just got knocked out by a young lady that she was a good singer too. Yeah, and they did a great job. So. Shout out to them too. Yeah, you can't you can't. Yeah, that's excellent. My young cousins are talented. Are you following the young lady from Zanesville? She actually bowed out a while ago, I think. Yeah, she did. Yeah. I follow her on Facebook. I haven't followed her though, but
You should. I mean, she is a beacon for hope, love, everything that you can imagine. She is, And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, she's already won the entire season. Like, she just stole the show. But,
man. But I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
There's so much going on. I mean,
that's breaking news on the Route 40 podcast, man.
The Cunningham sisters on The Voice. You can catch it on Hulu. You can catch it on Hulu if you want to catch up.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, but
all right, Tone. Thanks for coming on the show.
Already,
man, we gotta go.
Man. Come on, man.
This might be my longest one to date.
Hey, man,
that's great.
I got bars still, though.
Yeah. I can put you on. Yeah. All right, y'all. You've been watching the Route 40 podcast. We will see y'all next week at 7 o'clock with Lindsay Angler.